The following is a deep dive podcast generated by Notebook LM based on content from my upcoming book. In this podcast, we answer this question. After discovery, how can you lead with measurable value to close more deals? And now, let's listen to the podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we're always talking about the importance of the discovery phase in sales, really digging deep to unearth those customer pain points?
Absolutely.
Well, today we're taking it a step further and exploring what happens after that initial discovery. We're calling it the post-discovery value game plan, and trust me, this is where the real magic happens.
I like that post-discovery value game plan. Has a nice ring to it. It's all about maximizing those insights you've worked so hard to gather and turning them into a winning strategy.
Exactly. It's tempting to think, okay, I've got all this great info, time to hit them with a list of fancy features and seal the deal.
Right.
But, and this is a big but, are we really just selling features? Or are we selling something much bigger?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. We're selling them a solution, but more importantly, we're selling them a vision of a better future for their business. We're selling outcomes.
Now you're speaking my language. It's about painting a picture of how their world can be transformed, how their pain points can become strengths, and how their business can reach new heights. But here's the million-dollar question. How do we effectively communicate that value in a way that truly resonates with decision makers?
That's where things get really interesting. It's not enough to just tell them, our product is great, trust us. We need to show them, with hard data and tangible examples, the real impact our solution can have on their bottom line.
So instead of leading with, our software makes online ordering a breeze, we'd say something like, our platform could increase your online revenue by 15% within the first year.
Now you're getting it. And don't be afraid to get specific. Let's say they're currently losing X amount each year due to a clunky checkout process. Quantify exactly how your solution tackles that. Paint that picture with numbers they can't ignore.
Okay, I'm totally on board with the whole show me the money approach, but what about those less tangible benefits, like increased employee satisfaction, improved customer loyalty, or even a boost in brand perception? Those have value, right?
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
Those softer benefits add immense value. It's like, think of it this way. You're presenting a meal to your client. The measurable financial benefits, those are your main course, right? Your juicy steak or perfectly cooked pasta.
I'm with you.
But those softer benefits, those are your seasonings. They elevate the entire experience. For example, imagine telling a restaurant owner, not only will our system streamline your online orders, but picture this. Customers raving online about how easy it is to use. That's brand loyalty you can't buy. And we all know brand loyalty, that translates to real value.
You're saying, don't just tell them the steak is good. Describe that melt-in-your-mouth texture, those perfectly paired flavors.
Exactly.
I love that analogy. So we're not just throwing data at them. We're crafting a compelling narrative around those numbers.
Exactly. And that narrative should tie directly to those big dreams and aspirations you uncovered during the discovery phase. Did they mention wanting to expand internationally? Position your solution as the key to unlocking that potential and back it up with tangible, measurable outcomes.
You're essentially shifting the conversation from, can we afford this, to, can we afford not to do this?
Now you're speaking my language, creating that sense of urgency, that aha moment where they realize you're not just selling them something, you're invested in their success.
And speaking of investing in their success, this whole conversation is reminding me of something I read recently about value models. What exactly are those, and how do they fit into this approach?
Ooh, that's a great question. And you know what? It leads us perfectly to our next point. Value models, they're essentially frameworks they're like blueprints. But instead of designing a building, we're mapping out the value your solution delivers. It's about ditching those vague promises and really showcasing the return on investment they can expect, and we can prove it.
So it's not just saying, hey, we'll save you money. It's breaking it down step by step and saying, this is how we'll save you money, right?
You got it. Imagine their pain point is inefficient logistics, right? A value model would outline how your solution streamlines their entire delivery process. Maybe it's by optimizing routes and reducing delivery times by 15%. That translates to X amount saved in fuel costs. Plus, you get a nice little bump in customer satisfaction due to faster shipping times. Everybody wins.
So we're essentially handing them a treasure map, and each stop along the way represents a measurable improvement tied directly to their bottom line.
Now you're talking. And here's the best part. When you present a well-structured value model, You're not just making empty promises. You're backing it up with cold, hard data and projections that are tailored to their specific situation.
Okay, that makes sense. But it sounds like a lot of upfront work, to be honest. Is it really necessary for every single deal, even the smaller ones?
You'd be surprised. Even with those smaller deals, taking that extra time to sketch out even a simple value model, it can be a game changer. Oh yeah, for sure. It doesn't have to be this super complex spreadsheet with a million data points. It's about really homing in on their key pain points. Show them how your solution offers a tangible return, even on a smaller scale.
So it's more about adapting the level of detail to the size and scope of the deal.
Yeah.
But that core principle remains the same. Lead with value, back it up, and make it real for them.
You nailed it. It's
Yeah.
all about creating a system. And trust me, the more you practice this, the more you use it, it becomes second nature, like riding a bike.
Okay, I like that. So let's say we've nailed the value proposition. We've presented this amazing data-driven value model, and the client is, they're nodding along. We're not out of the woods yet, right? I mean, what happens after that initial pitch?
That is such a good question, because that's where a lot of salespeople, they kind of drop the ball. Listen, you've got to keep reinforcing that value proposition all throughout the sales process.
It's not just a one-and-done thing.
No. Every single touch point, every email, every phone call, it's a chance to reiterate those key benefits.
So it's like we're constantly reminding them of the why behind the solution, right?
Okay, so let's say you're sending a follow-up email after a meeting. Instead of just summarizing what you talked about, why not reiterate how the features you discussed, like that super cool integrated CRM, will help them reduce customer churn, which they said was costing them like $50,000 a year.
So each interaction is like another brushstroke, another layer in this bigger picture of value we're painting?
Bingo. It's about building that narrative, story of value.
Like that.
Think of it like, like a movie montage. Each scene, each interaction builds on the last one, and it all leads to that final aha moment where they're like, we need this. This is the missing piece.
Okay, I'm really starting to see how powerful this can be. It's not just about making the sale, it's about going on a journey with them, and each interaction is like a step forward on that journey.
Now you're getting it. And the best part, this whole value-driven approach, it extends way beyond just closing that initial deal.
Okay, how so?
It lays the groundwork for a really strong, lasting partnership. And it's built on trust and knowing you both want each other to succeed.
Absolutely. Because when everyone is speaking the same language, the language of value, it's way easier to get on the same page and work together towards that shared vision.
100%. And that right there is what separates the good salespeople from the great ones.
What's that?
It's that ability to connect with their clients on a deeper level, really understand what keeps them up at night, communicate value effectively, and become that trusted advisor who's truly invested in their success, someone they know they can count on.
It's like we've moved past that whole transactional back and forth and actually built a bridge to a real partnership.
100%. And
Yeah.
you know what? That shift, that's where the magic happens, going from just another vendor to a trusted advisor.
Because when they see you as a partner, someone who's in their corner, who really gets them and wants them to succeed, the whole conversation changes, doesn't it?
You're not just selling a product or service anymore. You're offering a path forward. You're giving them a strategic edge that can really make a difference.
And it all comes back to that fundamental idea we keep talking about.
Value.
Yep.
It's not just some fancy business buzzword. It really is at the heart of everything we've been discussing today.
It's true.
From really digging deep to uncover those needs during discovery, to crafting that compelling story that gets them fired up about their aspirations, it all boils down to really understanding and communicating the value you bring.
And not just any value. We're talking about the kind of value they can measure, something tangible that lines up perfectly with what they're trying to achieve.
Exactly. You've got to speak their language, know their pain points inside and out, and then show them with zero doubt how your solution is going to deliver a solid return on their investment.
It's almost like we're handing them a special pair of glasses that lets them see all the hidden potential within their own business.
Love that analogy. You're illuminating the way forward and giving them the confidence to take action.
This has been amazing. We've gone from those nitty-gritty details of building a value model to the bigger picture of forging these powerful, long-term partnerships.
And you know what the best part is?
What's that?
This isn't just a one-time strategy. This is a whole mindset shift. It's a new way of approaching every single interaction, and it can lead to some pretty incredible things.
Stronger relationships, more wins, and just better business all around.
Exactly.
So, to everyone listening, as you head out into the world of sales, remember this. It's not just about getting to yes. It's about creating lasting value.
Well said. When you lead with value, everybody wins.
That wraps up another deep dive from both of us. Thanks for being here.
And until next time, keep those value conversations going.
So there it is. What do you think? To recap, we covered turning discovery insights into measurable outcomes, differentiating hard versus soft benefits, and reinforcing and scaling the value-driven approach. Number 1. Turning discovery insights into measurable outcomes. We discuss how to shift from uncovering customer pain points and goals in discovery to creating measurable financial outcomes, like revenue boosts and cost savings, that resonate with decision makers. Number 2. Differentiating hard versus soft benefits. Learn the importance of emphasizing hard, financially measurable benefits in your value model, while also recognizing the role of soft benefits in building a complete business case. And number 3. Reinforcing and scaling the value-driven approach. We covered how to reinforce the value you bring throughout the entire sales process and how to make this value-based approach scalable across all opportunities, not just high-stakes deals. Okay. This is the Communicating Value Podcast. My name is Paul. I'm the Value Coach. And thanks for joining.